So what you're seeing on your screen right now is probably the one concept which, if you haven't seen already, is going to 3x, 5x your trading education business, whether it be a trading community, whether you're doing high ticket, whatever. Just because, well, you read the title, you read the thumbnail, we help a ton of trading communities increase this CAC to LTV ratio and 3 to 5 to 10x their business within a pretty short period of time. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Andy Pham. I'm the co-founder of Business Growers on my partner Louis Ben. And for the last 15 months, we've probably done around a little bit over 5 million, give or take a few 100,000 for these trading communities. And our own business has done a little bit over 1 million ourselves. So we kind of know what we're talking about just a little bit. So if you want to watch some of our other videos where we grow pretty big names like Jack Trades, Dodry, Tom Trades, Colin Jones, if you want to look them up on Insta, those are the kind of guys we work with. All right. But yeah, let's get into the basics. So CAC to LTV ratio is the ratio between how much it costs to acquire a customer and the lifetime value. This video specifically is going to be about the customer lifetime value. If you want to figure out how to acquire a customer for cheaper, whether it be through money or time, there's going to be a link in the description, another video where I walk you through the Authority Ascension funnel, which is right here. It's a funnel that we build in a ton of our, actually all of our clients' Discords or communities, wherever you are, Teachable, WAP, Kajabi, doesn't really matter. How we do the content, how we do our lead magnets, how we collect details and nurture them inside of our long form system, etc. You can learn all about that in a video linked in the description. It's going to be the first link. This video is going to be about how you can maximize this number, the customer average lifetime value. All right, so how much the customer is worth to you. And I'll show this concept to you in a second with this, but I just want to talk about the two quick, well, really the only two factors that matter for customer lifetime value, and that's going to be the traffic quality and the system. So I'll pretty much walk you through how to build and the system we build for our clients that pretty much just 5x's it instantly. So let's say, I mean, we can talk about it in the ratio terms, right? Let's say it costs you $1, obviously a random number, to acquire a customer. If you got, let's say $3 out of that, you put in $1, you get out 3. So let's say you put in $100, you get out 300. It would be super easy, and this is probably the easiest way to improve a business, is to just increase the LTV. So let's say instead of getting $1, you get 10. You've just 3x your business, right? And I'm going to explain this to you in a little bit more detail here real quick, but that's why this is so incredibly important no matter what business you're in. And I know a lot of you growth operators watch this, so this is even important to you. Pretty much the way you want to set up your business and the way we set up our clients' businesses is a very efficient way to acquire clients for cheap. So we have what's called the Authority Ascension funnel, which we plug into all of our clients' businesses, where we get them doing a certain type of organic content. By the way, this is specifically designed for trading communities. So we have a specific style of trading short form content, long form content that we have them do. Gets them a ton of views, absolutely blown people up from zero, and most importantly, gets super high quality traffic. All right. So obviously, if you want to learn more about this content system and the whole system to where we actually get these customers and make sure they're super high quality, it's going to be the first link in the description. But I'm going to show you real quick how powerful, as long as you have good traffic quality, how powerful the system to actually get more value out of your customers can be. And this is going to be through what's called a product suite. All right. So pretty much it works like a little staircase. You want to have a ton of different price products. You want to have cross sells, upsells, downsells, and in lifetime value, you can even worry about membership retention, although that is inside of our funnels where we have onboarding and churn sequences where we basically just keep people in your front end membership, which is what we have for all of our clients, as high as possible. But the product suite is going to be a little bit different than that. We're going to go through all of this stuff. And just so that you can see just pretty much how powerful increasing this lifetime value, having a good product suite, increasing your average customer lifetime value actually is, I'm going to walk you through pretty much a basic scenario we've seen with a ton of our clients. All right. A lot of our top performing clients, they can spend maybe an hour or less creating a short form video, long form video, whatever, and it will probably collect around 500 emails. All right. And with our system, within our KPIs, we have about a 10% Mofo to free trial, and then about 20 to 30. So, I mean, obviously these numbers are actually a little bit, not exaggerated, but 2% is actually a bit lower than it should be. It's usually around 2, 3, 4% of the emails we collect end up paying us the membership price. So in this scenario, it's just going to be 2%. All right. So 500 emails, 2% end up paying. Let's say those 10 people, those 10 paying customers that you actually got from that 1 hour video paid $1,000 up front, and then you have 20% churn on that membership. Then now you've pretty much gotten $5K in LTV from that 1 hour video, $1K up front, obviously, and then $500 average per customer. So pretty much you spent 1 hour making a video, you got 10 customers and $5K in revenue. You can't complain about that. You just made $5K in an hour, all right, at least over time. And that's just with one product. So that's just with an efficient funnel that can actually grab quality traffic from social media, take them down your funnel, get them to pay you inside of one product. Now let me show you how powerful just having some cross sells and some upsells can be. All right, let's say you have a cross sell to a $20 trading journal. Let's say 20% of those people convert, right? Obviously, don't quote me on these numbers. These are just random numbers. It may be higher, it may be lower based on the offer, based on the CTAs you do, but that means 2 people out of this paid $20. So you only added 40 to your LTV. So not too much in the grand scheme of things, right? So, but cross sells aren't useless. You can also have a cross sell to a $50 per month, 20% churn indicator, which means LTV on this indicator is going to be $250. 2 out of this 10 paying you $250 each is going to be $500. All right. Now it's not just cross sells. You can have upsells as well. So let's say 10% of your customers, in this case one person, upsells to a 10K mentorship, one-on-one, whatever you want to do, one-on-one group, just something that costs 10K, right? You can guarantee them a payout, funded, whatever. That's going to add 10K to your LTV, pretty much with no extra work. Obviously, there's going to be some work like fulfilling this kind of stuff, but note that it's scalable, and this is only a case of 10 customers. Imagine once you get to 1K, you're spending maybe 4 hours a week on this 10K mentorship you sold, but in this case, with 10%, you sold it to, what's 10% of 4K? Like 400? That's like 4 million or something. But yeah, you get the point. With just adding 2 cross sells and an upsell to something a lot more expensive, which we highly recommend, and this is what we do for clients. You just spent your same 1 hour making the same video, getting the same 10 customers, but instead of only getting 5K, you just tripled your business and got $15K, $540 in lifetime value, in revenue total, just in your 1 hour. So you just 3x your CAC to LTV ratio. This is time-based. You can replace this for like $100 or something if you're getting one-to-one front end for this membership. But that is a very common scenario we see with a lot of our clients, and that's why we can scale these businesses so fast. Just adding a few extra products, maybe adding some membership retention if their churn is high, can just add so much LTV. You can spend the same amount of time or the same amount of money on your ads to acquire the same customers and just make a shit ton more. In this case, 3x more. And this is actually pretty conservative. So you can have way more expensive stuff. You can have way more cross sells, way better cross sells than something like $50 a month. You can have some sort of a mid ticket at $500 a month that a pretty good amount of people will pay. You get the point. There's a lot of stuff you can do. So I'll pretty much just walk you through exactly what your options are and how you can structure them like we do for our clients. So the way our business works, the way our clients' businesses work, and the way we want to fulfill customer satisfaction is that we want to turn as many of these people who do end up paying into a lifetime buyer as possible. We want to get as many of them to just love the brand and just buy like whatever we put out, love us that much. But if we can't, this is the reason why we set up a product suite almost like a staircase, and I'll explain this to you in a second. So obviously, if you have really good customer satisfaction and a really strong brand behind that, no matter kind of what people buy from you, they're going to want to buy more as long as the offer is actually valid, right? But a super simple way, you can almost guarantee that you increase your upsell, cross-sell numbers, so like these, in turn increasing your LTV, is building them like a staircase. And what I mean by that is almost each product should build demand for another product. For example, your low ticket should be something where they can grab that, and then they're gonna want the mid ticket next. And when they have the mid ticket, they're gonna want the high ticket next. And when they have that, they're gonna want the very high ticket, if you have one, next. And obviously, these don't have to be just like, you don't need to just have one at each ticket price. So this can be like, you can have multiple low tickets, you can have multiple mid tickets, you can have multiple high tickets, you can have multiple very high tickets if you want, although that's pretty rare. It's pretty rare for us to have clients who sell something for like 50, 100K, but they do exist, right? And obviously, once you have a product suite that complex, then it almost becomes like a little web. You'll see this in very, very, very large brands, even like super large info guys like Iman Gadzhi, Grant Cardone, where almost they build a massive name behind their brand, but they also have all these different products at a ton of different price points, a lot of them sticky, maybe they do SaaS, they have different agency offers, stuff like that. But in essence, your product suite will almost become a web where everything webs to each other, and in turn increases these upsell cross-sell rates, in turn increasing your LTV. So like just as a quick little example of like a product suite that we'll just pulled from random products that some of our clients have. So at a low ticket, you can have a $99 live trading membership. Pretty much almost all our clients have that, as that just kills. It has pretty good upfront LTV, like 5K, especially with how easy it is to acquire a customer with that kind of offer. And then that's going to build, I mean, obviously, you want to make as many people profitable as possible and provide as much value as possible, because that's how you build a solid brand. But let's be real, if everybody could get profitable off $99 a month live trading memberships where they just kind of sit there and copy your trades, then everybody would be profitable, because then it wouldn't be hard, right? So when people sit here and they understand that your strategy works, they're watching you make money live, they just can't do it themselves. They need to become independent, and that's what builds the demand for something like a mid-ticket or a high ticket, where they're going to be, it builds demand for your 2K course plus trade reviews. Because otherwise, someone from the street, if they're a low ticket and a very low ticket is almost just a very, very good way to nurture leads into wanting your high ticket programs. So that's why when we build out this funnel for our clients, it's almost an entry program. We need to build you a very solid client acquisition system so that when we do get the product suite together, you're just pumping people through it and just pumping that LTV sky high, right? But if you just ran content or just ran ads to like a 2K or a 10K mentorship, there's a bit less trust there, especially if you don't really have like a very solid organic long form system like we plug in with our clients. It's going to be like, oh, why do I want a 2K course about IFVGs or like the forever model? Like, oh, do those even work? There's not a lot of trust there. Or the people that have bought your $99 live trading membership have sat in there for a few months. They're like, okay, this works. I need to learn this. They're more willing, and you'll get a way higher upsell, cross-sell rate if they come from this to the course, because you built the demand for it. You showed that what you do works, and this is what they need to actually become profitable. Same thing with the 10K mentorship. A lot of people, they won't just be able to use this course and trade reviews, and you can, inside of this course and inside of trade reviews, almost build demand for the 10K mentorship. I'll make another video about this. We do this for our clients, but it's with the messaging inside of this course, messaging inside of the trade reviews. You almost don't give them everything. And obviously they're paying 2K. You want to give them as much value as possible, but you still need to care about your time. All right. So if they really do need a lot more of your time, then you can upsell to the 10K one-on-one mentorship, which obviously has a way higher success rate to turn people profitable. At least with our clients, we're seeing a ton of people become profitable, get payouts from the one-on-one mentorships. It's awesome. So it's not like you're a scam or anything. All right. And just a quick mention, the very low ticket down here. So this is what I mean. You can do this on the front end. You can run this with ads just to get leads. It probably won't be break even. But if you do track the upsell, the cross-sell rates from this to the other products in your product suite, it can become very profitable. So let's say it's a $20 product. You get $20 up front, but you pay $40 in ad spend to get someone to pay $20. So for each customer you get, for each $40 you spend, you're only getting 20 back. You're losing $20 on each customer you get, right? But if you can track the percentage of people you cross and upsell to your product suite from this, you might lose $20 on the front end. But let's say half of those people buy the live trading membership. That means for each $40, you are now getting, I'm pretty sure that's 70 back. when people get that, and then plus the LTV from that because it's a membership, and then the percent of people that upsell from that into the course, the percent of people from that upsell to the 10K, you get the point. So you can build, and we do build, very, very complex, I guess not complex, it's pretty damn simple, but very, very efficient, very, very profitable ways that you can either leverage your time or your money to create a stupid amount of average customer lifetime value. So hopefully that video helped, or this video helped. This is pretty much just a breakdown. I'm going to send this to a few clients, a breakdown of what we do in our advanced program at Business Grower, where we pretty much do come into your business. We bring our sales guys, we build out these high tickets, we build out these mid tickets. We pretty much just actually look at your full business, build out the product suite, and worry more about the LTV, because we've already done the Authority and Ascension funnel. And obviously, if you guys watch this video, obviously that's part of our product suite. Using our Authority Ascension funnel setup, using that, we built the demand. We got you so many customers. Now you want a 3-5x your business with that client acquisition system by just increasing the LTV. That's our upsell, right? Obviously, but yeah, should be super valuable, even if you guys aren't in our program. If you guys do want to join, then it's going to be the second link in the bio where you can book a call with our team. You can speak to us about how we can get this client acquisition system set up in your business. And then after that, we'll pump up your LTV so that you can spend an hour and make 15K off of that. All right. And I know you traders, you guys don't want to spend a lot of time. You guys want to make a lot of money. So it could definitely help. But yep. See you in the next video.